Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. It's just great to be back in the studio. I'll be honest, not as cold as I would like, but it seems to be cool enough to work the camera, so that's a bonus. I realise I've left a big keg just sat there looking all ugly and in the way. And just like that, with some not quite Hollywood magic, it has gone. But yeah, today, what am I doing? I've no idea. I'm going to review a beer. What sort of beer do I want to review? Still got a few summer beers. It's still not properly cold, so yeah. Let's do one of those. Here we go then. This doesn't look like a bad shout. From Northern Monk, another Morrisons supermarket craft beer by Faith in the Tropics, a tropical hazy pale ale at 5.4%. I mean, it's a summery can, if nothing else. Great artwork, as always, from Northern Monk there. Let's get it open. In the glass then, other than my glass not being perfectly clean again, I think that's a couple of videos in a row now, it's yellow. Again, it's a very custardy looking beer, like a lot that we've had recently. It's definitely opaque. You're not going to see anything through that. Head disappointing, I think. Let's say it's not stuck around much, and it looks a bit flimsy at best. But yeah, I mean, look, it's based on their very popular Faith beer, so their Faith Pale. So yeah, we kind of know what we're getting into. Right, aromas. Distinctly pale ale, but also a big hit of mango. Some pineapple-y vibes coming through. A bit of the citrus hop. It does smell very appealing, I have to say. It's got huge sweetness on the nose as well. This feels like a junior version of the Forbidden Fruits beer that I did a few weeks back. It's certainly not as juice heavy as that was, but it's got the same sweet mango, pineapple, tropical bag. And given that they're at the same time, I will be very surprised if there's not some of the same ingredients between the two. Right, let's give it a go. Cheers. That's not what I was expecting. You hear that dog? That's not my dog. That's someone else's dog ruining my video. Don't mind it when mine do it. Anyway, that is not what I was expecting. It's there's a flavour in the back of there that's really reminiscent of something else. You can tell I've not sat in the studio for a while. A cable on there, look. Magic. Anyway, it's nowhere near as reminiscent of the traditional Faith Pale Ale as a lot of the Faith adaptations normally are, if that makes sense. It's very lost. It's very fruity. It absolutely does taste like a smaller version of that big Forbidden Fruits beer. It's very... That Forbidden Fruits beer was like a fruit smoothie, a big boozy fruit smoothie. This is a bit more like X-rated Robinson's fruit squash. It does taste like fruit squash, but there's a flavour profile in there that's very reminiscent of a specific other drink, and I've been rattling it around my head now for a few minutes trying to work out what it was. First of all, I thought it was a bit like Pimm's, but no, it's not. It's not quite that. What it is the fruit profile tastes almost identical to the orange and mango, or anyway, the orangey yellow one of the J2O series, the non-alcoholic kind of adult soft drinks that's just full of sugar. Yeah, it tastes like one of those. It's nice, but I'm really losing the beer, to be honest. It was more hop forward on the nose, getting lost a lot in the taste. Quick top to bottom taste test then, just to see if we can pick anything else out. So, initially, mild carbonation on the front of the tongue. Not particularly sweet or sour or bitter. Second phase, you're starting to get into kind of typical fruity beer note. So there's orange, bit of peach, bit of pineapple, as the whole thing really is, but in a slightly more subdued, blended way. I've got beer in my moustache. And after that, you get this sharp, slightly acidic bitterness that rounds into actually what I think is not hop burn, but hoppy bitterness from the original beer. But the fruit and that mixed together is actually what gives it that J2O vibe. I've never really thought of J2O having a bit of a sharp kick, but it does, and this tastes exactly like it. After that, you get another big refreshing spritz. We're going into kind of flavoured water territory now, bit thinner. I mean, it's very thin beer, I have to be honest. Another lick of bitterness, maybe a bit of hoppiness comes through at the end, a bit of hop profile. Again, I mean, they might tell us on the can, we'll have a look in a minute, but getting big kind of citric but orange forward vibes on that little hop lick there. And to round it all out, it's actually slightly drying, and you're left with really subdued, watered, washed out versions of the mango and pineapple you got at the start, which I think is what gives it that kind of Robinson's fruit squash vibe. It's a delicious drink, but once again, unfortunately, Northern Monk, it's not really what I'm looking for when you told me it was a pale ale. So let's take a quick look at the can. Once again then, Faith in the Tropics, a tropical hazy pale ale, 5.4%. Northern Monk Twist Edition, of course, because it is a twist on their Faith Pale Ale. It says it's juicy, smooth, and tropical. It's quite smooth. I'm not sure. It's not as smooth as that other beer that we've been talking about. It's yeah, it's not quite as smooth as that. It's got a few jarring spikes in there, but yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Right then, on the back, there's always loads of info on here. So. Oh, interesting. Here we go. We've got another key buzzword here on the side. Faith in the Tropics, tropical hazy pale ale. Nothing we haven't heard before. But then, a tropical milkshake twist on Faith with real mango, pineapple, and passion fruit juice. Brewed in the north with Brian Dickinson. He's brethren number 2. As they always just put a member of staff on the can. There you go. A little icon there, just there. It says, described as an affable and vaguely eccentric brewing wizard in oversized wellies. I think he was on the other can as well that we did recently. I'm just keep noticing as I look at myself in the monitor. My moustache is collecting beer today, like it doesn't normally. So I'm not sure what's up with this beer, but it likes my tash. As always, it says, "Hey up, we're Northern Monk a few years ago, etc." I've read it too many times now. I'm not doing it again. It's on every can. Watch one of my older videos if you want the whole thing. 2.4 UK units in this can. It is best before the 12th of November. So these didn't have a very long shelf life, really. For reference, it's now the 18th of August at the time of recording. So, you know, and they are now a UK 100 best small companies as of 2021. Apparently, didn't know that. Missed that on the previous can if it was on there. Which is, yeah, interesting. Good if you work for Northern Monk, I guess. But yeah, again, that's 2 in a row. Very similar beers. One's just stronger and a bit more thick and juicier than the other. I kind of don't want to slate it because when beers claim to be a myriad of tropical fruit flavours, and what you really end up is with something that's kind of that way, but only as a result of the hops used, and it's not a truly fruited beer. If they say it's notes of XYZ, that's fine because you know what you're getting. But when someone tries to push the fact that it's a fruity beer and actually there's no fruit in it, I do always end up disappointed. They have used fruit in this, and yet somehow I'm still slightly disappointed. And I think it's the same problem I say every time. It's fine if you're going to go heavy on the fruit, but you need to up that malt base to keep it in real beer territory because the hops just get basically washed out. So I like it, and for sitting around, if you don't really know what you want to drink, you just need something cold and a bit fruity. yeah, it's not bad. The other one was better, so if you can drink a stronger beer, I'd buy that one. But otherwise, it's all right. I think you get the idea. And that really is all I have to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you will be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.